Good afternoon, everyone. Let us start. Today we shall learn a new chapter, that is chapter 9 of your textbook, India, People and Economy. It is about planning and sustainable development in Indian context. Now let me present. So chapter 9, planning and sustainable development in Indian context. So in the beginning we have found a term, that is planning. What do you mean by this word planning, or what is planning? Planning, actually this is the act or process of making or carrying out plans. So this is the simplest meaning, and specifically planning is the establishment of goals, policies and procedures for a social or economic unit. In other words, we can say planning is the process of thinking about the activities required to achieve a desired goal. So these are the different meanings of planning, but each planning process has a desired goal. Okay, and here in our textbook also it is given here. It involves the process of thinking, formulation of a scheme or program, and implementation of set of actions to achieve some goal. Okay, so every planning is done then implemented to achieve some goal. And see here in the box, okay, let us read. The responsibility of plan formulation in India was with the Planning Commission at the center, state and district level. But on 1st January 2015, the Planning Commission was renamed by Niti Aayog. So this is about the history of planning in India. And Niti Aayog has been set up with the objective of involving the states in economic policy making for India, for providing strategic and technical advice to central and state governments. Okay, so this is the main objective of Niti Aayog. Actually, Niti Aayog, so this is the new version of Planning Commission of India. Okay, planning, then this formulation, implementation of the schemes or programs have been doing by the Planning Commission of India. But in the year 2015, Planning Commission was replaced by Niti Aayog. Okay, with the objective of involving the states in economic policy making for India, and for providing strategic, means very important, and technical advice to the state and the central government. That means Niti Aayog has been providing strategic and technical advice to the central and the state government in the planning process. Okay, so many experts are there. Okay, planning experts are there in Niti Aayog, and this body has been supervising. Okay, has been giving advice to the central and the state government regarding the planning process. And see here, planning, okay, is generally two types or two approaches. Generally there are two approaches or types of planning, okay, approaches to planning, namely sectoral planning and regional planning. Okay, so these are the two important approaches to planning mentioned in our book. Now let us see what is sectoral planning and what is regional planning, or what is the main difference between regional planning and sectoral planning. So let us read. Sectoral planning means formulation and implementation of the sets of schemes or programs aimed at development of various sectors of the economy, such as agriculture, irrigation, manufacturing, power, construction, transport, communication, social infrastructure, and the services. So sectoral planning means formulation and implementation of the set of schemes or programs, okay, to develop various sectors of economy. So what are the different sectors of economy? So like we have to develop agricultural sector, for example, or irrigation sector, or manufacturing, okay, then transport and communication, then service sector, so on. So sectoral planning means formulation and implementation of the set of schemes and programs to develop the various sectors of economy. So to develop the agricultural sector, for example, or to develop the irrigation sector, or to develop the service sector, okay, planning is done and it is implemented, and that is known as sectoral planning, okay, to develop the various sectors of economy. Then other approach to planning is regional planning. Okay, what do you mean by regional planning? Let us read. It is given here. There is no uniform economic development over space in any country. Means in some areas, okay, there may be these developed, okay, there may be developed economies, and while other areas may be lagging behind. That means development process, okay, is not uniform over the space in any country. Say some areas are more developed and some are lagging behind, okay, and this uneven pattern of development over space necessitates that planners have a spatial perspective and draw the plans to reduce regional imbalance in development, and this type of planning is termed as regional planning. That means regional planning is a type of planning, okay, to reduce regional imbalance in the development. Let me repeat. Regional planning means formulation and the implementation of schemes or programs aimed at development of backward regions, okay, to reduce regional imbalances in the country. See, let us say this is a very big country, and here in some section, in a part of the country, for example, this part of the country is not developed. So this part or the province or the state or the district is backward as compared to the other part of the country. And so here in this case, the government is targeting, this area, this backward area to develop. to bring a balance in the economic development. And such type of planning is known as this regional planning. Okay, so regional planning tries to bring a balance in the economic development. Any question from your side? Remember, regional planning tries to bring a balance in the economic development in the country. Okay, in the country there may be these differences in the development. Some areas may be developed, some other areas may be backward. That means we have got a regional imbalance, and to bring a balance in the economic development, this regional planning is implemented. Next we have this target area planning. Okay, so it is coming under the regional planning. So target area planning, what do you mean by target area planning? So target area planning means making of schemes for development of a particular group or area, such as a backward region. Okay, right now we have learned the meaning of regional planning. Okay, in the regional planning, so we try to develop the backward areas. Okay, and this target area planning is coming under the regional planning, and it means making of schemes for development or particular group which are backward or a particular area, such as a backward region. And here it is also given here. From this line also we can extract the meaning of target area planning. The planning process has to take special care of those areas which have remained economically backward. So it implies that target area planning is a planning process which takes special care of those areas which have remained economically backward. That means a particular backward area is targeted. Okay, see here in this case we have learned that this area is backward, and so to develop this area we are formulating some policies in the program. That means this region, this backward region, is targeted. Then why target area planning has been implemented in a country like India? Okay, see, we know that economic development of a region depends upon its resource base. If a region has a rich resource base, then the region may be developed, and in some areas there may not be resources. Mineral resources may not be there, forest resources may not be there, and hence the region may be backward. But sometimes the resource rich region also remain backward in some areas. The resource rich region also remain backward. And why it is backward? The economic development requires technology as well as investment besides resources. Resources may be there, but if technology is not there, if investment is not done, then the resources cannot be developed, and that is why the region is backward. So in this way we have so many tribal areas where the resources are rich but backward, because investment is not done, then technology is not there. And with the planning experience of about 1.5 decades, that is about 15 years, it was realized that regional imbalances in the economic development were getting accentuated, means increase. The government has been trying to bring a balance in the regional imbalances. However, as per the experience of the planning process for about these 15 years, okay, 1.5 decade, it was realized that regional imbalances in economic development were getting accentuated, means getting increased, okay, getting serious. The imbalance is becoming, okay, is increasing day by day. In order to arrest the accentuation of regional and social disparities, the Planning Commission introduced target area and target group approaches to planning. So it tells that why target area planning and target group planning has been implemented by the Planning Commission of India is explained here. Okay, the regional imbalances in the country has been accentuating, okay, getting accentuated year by year, and in order to arrest, in order to check this accentuation, this acceleration, okay, of regional and social disparities, that is imbalances, the Planning Commission introduced target area and the target group approaches to planning. And we have some examples of this target area planning, okay. Say examples of target area plannings are these command area development programs, then drought prone area development program, desert development programs, then hill area development programs. Then we have some examples of target group programs like these small farmers development agency, then marginal farmers development agency. So these are examples of target group program or planning, okay, target group planning. And this is target area, and this is target group, referring to a particular group of people, and this one referring to a particular area, okay. Now any question from your side about the meaning of planning, then types of planning, or about this target area planning? Do you have any question? Okay, let us continue. Next we have this hill area development program, okay. This is one of the target area plannings, okay, hill area development program. So hill area development program were initiated during the 5th five-year plan. Okay, this hill area development program were started during the 5th five-year plan, covering 15 districts comprising all hilly districts of Uttar Pradesh, presently known as Uttarakhand, okay, and this Mikir Hill and North Kasar Hills of Assam, then Darjeeling districts of West Bengal, and the Nilgiri districts of this Tamil Nadu. Okay, so these are the areas where hill area development programs were implemented. Okay, the National Committee on the Development of Backward Areas in 1981 recommended that all the hill areas in the country having height of above 600 meters and are not covered under tribal subplan to be treated as backward hill areas. So, which are the backward hill areas according to the National Committee on the Development of Backward Areas in the year defined in the year 1991. So according to this committee, all the hill areas in India, all the hill areas in India having the height of 600 meters above the sea level and which are not covered under the tribal subplan are to be treated as backward hill areas. And the detailed plans for the development of the hill areas were drawn keeping in view their topographical, ecological, social and economic conditions. So while formulating the policies and the programs for the hill area development, for the hill areas, these hill area development programs were drawn keeping in view the detailed plans for the development of hill areas were drawn keeping in view their topographical, then ecological, social and economic condition. So while formulating the plans and policies, they took into account the landform, then this ecological condition, whether the ecosystem is fragile or not, whether the ecosystem is disturbed or not, and what is the socio-economic condition of the people. So all these conditions are taken into account while formulating these hill area development programs. And these hill area development programs aim at harnessing indigenous resources of the hill areas through development of horticulture, then plantation, agriculture, animal husbandry, poultry, forestry and a small scale and a village industry. So this hill area development program aim at harnessing, utilizing the indigenous resources, means resources found in those areas, resources found in those hill areas, through the development of horticulture, then through the development of this plantation agriculture, then animal husbandry, then development of poultry, then through the forestry, social forestry, then small scale and village industries. So in this way, the hill area development program is trying to harness the indigenous resources for the development of that particular region. And next we have this drought prone area program, another target area planning. So this program, drought prone area program, was started during the fourth 5-year plan with the objective of providing employment to the people in the drought prone areas and creating productive assets. The main objective of this drought prone area program was providing employment to the people in the drought prone areas and creating productive assets. Initially, this program laid emphasis on the construction of labor-intensive civil works. Initially, this drought prone area program emphasized on the construction, on the development of labor-intensive civil works. But later on, it emphasized on these irrigation projects, then land development programs, afforestation, grassland development, and the creation of basic rural infrastructure such as electricity, roads, market, credit, and services. Okay, so in the beginning, say provision of employment, then creation of the productive assets. Okay, productive assets is, say, for example, machinery. Okay, then construction of labor intensive civil works. Okay, we are the main objectives, but later on this development of irrigation projects, then land development programs, afforestation program, grassland development, then creation of basic rural infrastructure such as development of electricity, then roads, market, then banking facility, and the other services we are emphasized. Okay, so these are the main objectives of a drought-prone area program. The National Committee on Development of Backward Areas reviewed the performance of this program. Okay, National Committee on Development of Backward Areas reviewed the performance of this drought-prone area program, and it has been observed that this program is largely confined to the development of agriculture and allied sectors, with major focus on restoration of ecological balance. National Committee on Development of Backward Areas observed that this program is largely confined to the development of agriculture and allied sectors, with major focus on restoration of ecological balance. In most of the tribal areas, due to the farming practice, due to the type of farming practice, ecosystem is disturbed. Okay, sometimes shifting cultivation is practiced, disturbing the ecosystem. Sometimes these overutilization of these forest products, overgrazing may be there, then cutting of too many trees may be there, and hence the ecological balance may be disturbed, and that is why the main emphasis was on restoration of ecological disbalance. However, since the growing this population pressure forcing the society to utilize the marginal lands for agriculture and thereby causing ecological degradation, there is a need to create alternative employment opportunities in the drought-prone areas. So it is said that the program largely confined, this drought area development program, drought-prone area program, development program largely confined to the development of agriculture and allied products. And restoration of ecological balance, but the population has been growing day by day, and therefore the pressure on the land has been increasing, and that is why the villagers has been utilizing the marginal lands also for agriculture, and thereby causing again ecological degradation. Marginal lands means the land which is of little agricultural value, or these poor soils. And because of these problems, so we have learned that the ecosystem has been disturbing, accentuated, and that is why there is a need to create alternative employment opportunities. Alternative employment opportunities in the drought-prone areas. And that is why other strategies of development of these areas include adoption of integrated watershed development approach at the micro level. A micro level means at the district level, or in this village level, or in this catchment area level. Then the restoration of ecological balance between water, soil, plants, and the human and animal population should be a basic consideration in the strategy of development of drought-prone areas. So these are the other strategies. These are the other strategies, steps for development in these drought prone areas. And the Planning Commission of India in 1967 identified 67 districts, entire or partly, of the country prone to a drought. So Planning Commission of India in 1967 identified 67 districts as the drought prone areas. Again, the Irrigation Commission in the year 1972 introduced the criterion of 30% irrigated area and demarcated the drought prone areas. Irrigation Commission introduced a criterion of 30% irrigated area and demarcating the lane as the drought prone areas. Broadly, the drought prone areas in India. So where are the drought prone areas in India? Spread over semi-arid and arid tracts of Rajasthan. So these are the important drought prone areas in India. Semi-arid and arid tracts of Rajasthan, then Gujarat, Western Madhya Pradesh, Marathwada region of Maharashtra, Rayalaseema and the Telangana plateaus of Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka plateau and highlands, interior part of Tamil Nadu, drought prone areas of Punjab, Haryana and North Rajasthan are largely protected due to the spread of irrigation in this region. The western part of India, northwestern part of India like Punjab, Haryana and northern Rajasthan, actually the rainfall is very low, and so hence it becomes under the drought prone areas. But due to irrigation, these areas has been protected, and the remaining areas very much affected by the drought. See here, according to this Irrigation Commission in the 1972 introduced the criterion of 30%, means if an area is irrigated, if out of the total geographical area of a region, if 30% is irrigated, then means it is SAP. If not irrigated by 30%, that means it is a drought prone area. Do you have any question regarding these drought prone areas or target area planning? Okay, let us stop here for today. Thank you very much for joining my class.